Mayor Ernie Triano Jr., who was indicted last year for defrauding taxpayers via health insurance fraud, just so happens to be the mayor of Wildwood, New Jersey. And would it shock you that this indicted mayor is a massive Donald Trump MAGA supporter who was the one behind this 80,000 to 100,000 attendance estimate at the last Donald Trump event that took place in Wildwood, New Jersey? You see the links here? Would it shock you if that number, 80,000 to 100,000 in attendance, which was clearly not true, was just another Donald Trump scam, was fed to the Wildwood, New Jersey MAGA mayor by Donald Trump's team and people who are running Donald Trump's campaign to try to project that this was the biggest rally ever? And would it surprise you that corporate media bought this hook, line, and sinker, and they reported those numbers? Not allegedly 80,000 to 100,000 people in attendance, not according to sources, just headlines that say 80 to 100,000 people attended, when clearly, even if you didn't do any type of actual scientific analysis, just by looking at it and making very basic comparisons, I highly doubt there was more than 10,000 people in attendance at this event that Donald Trump held over the weekend. So, once again, let's have the MeidasTouch network deconstruct the latest Donald Trump scam. Okay, the latest Donald Trump scam from this weekend, following all the other scams we exposed, like the one where he went to the Harlem Bodega, but it was the New York Young Republicans who were there in the crowd, or the one where he went to Chick-fil-A and he got a hug and it turned out that the woman who hugged him worked for Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and that she was an ultra MAGA supporter. Or the one we exposed in Wisconsin where a lady went on stage with Donald Trump and said that her business is suffering now, but it was thriving while Trump was in office, when in fact her business was first created in 2023. Or I don't know, the scam we exposed when Donald Trump went to Michigan to a non-union shop and pretended it was a union shop and had non-union workers hold up signs saying union workers for Donald Trump. Or I don't know, what about the scam from 2 weeks ago where Donald Trump went out and he claimed he was greeting union workers in Manhattan and that there was an individual who was identified as a black Trump supporter who was actually somebody who worked for George Santos, who in fact identifies as an Indian American who is wearing a hat that says American Workers for Trump or Workers Support Trump, who was not a worker, someone who just works for George Santos and is an ultra MAGA supporter. Well, here's the latest scam that we're going to have to expose and that we've already exposed through our editorial team. It was Trump's team boasting 80,000 to 100,000 people in attendance at the last Donald Trump event in Wildwood, New Jersey. 80,000 to 100,000. So where did this number come from? Let's break it down. First, you had right-wing propagandist Benny Johnson, who works with Charlie Kirk, goes, boom, 80,000 in attendance at Trump's rally in Wildwood, New Jersey. Another ultra MAGA account, Daniel Baldwin, goes, according to a source on the ground, there are an estimated 80,000 people in Wildwood. Then RSBN, the right-wing propaganda network that follows all of Trump's events, says, breaking, 80,000 in attendance at Trump's rally in Wildwood, New Jersey. 80,000? 80,000? That struck me as odd because when you were following these events, the spokesperson for Wildwood, New Jersey, someone named Lisa Fagan, before the event took place, said that the entire capacity for the event was 20,000 people, that the area that they had cordoned off could only fit 20,000 people. This comes from her directly. Just take a look at this, New Jersey 101.5. Where does the rally take place? The rally takes place at the Lincoln Avenue Beach, the site of the Barefoot County Music Festival, between the Schellinger and Spicer Avenues. Do I need a ticket? Yes, you can register for a maximum of 2 free tickets. At the Trump campaign website, the digital ticket you receive will be scanned before you can get onto the beach. According to the spokeswoman, Lisa Fagan, the capacity for the rally is 20,000. The Trump campaign has not disclosed when ticket registration will end. Well, now I want you to meet the mayor of Wildwood, who Lisa Fagan works for, Mayor Ernie Triano Jr. And so before the event, you had Mayor Triano Jr. going on all of the kind of right-wing radio tour and telling these hosts how, look, Donald Trump's rally is going to be a big boost for the city. This is going to be massive. This is going to be huge. You have a MAGA mayor in a blue state. Wildwood is one of the few areas, and it's in a red county in New Jersey, but New Jersey went to President Biden by 16 points in 2020. And then, of course, we could look into the background of Mayor Ernie Triano Jr. This is from August 2nd, 2023. Grand jury revives charges against 3 Wildwood elected officials. Attorney General Matthew Platkin announced that a state grand jury indicted Wildwood's mayor, a former mayor, and a city commissioner in connection with their allegedly fraudulent participation in the state health benefits program, reinstating charges that had been dismissed without prejudice last month. Here's what the law that was violated. New Jersey law requires elected officials to be full-time employees whose hours of work are fixed at 34 or more per week in their elected positions to be eligible to participate in the State Health Benefits Program, SHBP, and receive publicly funded health care. The investigation revealed that Triano was never eligible because he was never full-time employees, according to the definition. He did not receive vacation, sick, or personal days and maintain no regular schedule. It is alleged, however, that he and the others fraudulently enrolled in the SHBP anyway and received publicly funded health benefits. So then the event takes place on Saturday, and we shared with you clips from the event where Donald Trump was talking about the late, great Hannibal Lecter, and Donald Trump was slurring his words, and Donald Trump was still attacking Hillary Clinton based on the same attacks from 2016. It was odd. It was unhinged. But then after all of Donald Trump's people started saying 80,000, 80,000, 80,000, Lisa Fagan, who you previously saw, what I just showed you, she said the whole capacity is 20,000. She then says that she is now estimating the crowd between 80,000 and 100,000 attendees based on, not data, based on her observations on the scene Saturday, having seen dozens of other events in the same space. The same space that holds 20,000. You've seen other events there, and now you're estimating based on your personal observations, which just seem to directly adopt what all of Donald Trump's campaign staff and the right-wing propaganda media was pushing. You've revised your estimates upward from more than the capacity of this location. Because when I look at this location right here, and here's a photograph from an airplane, here's another photograph right here. If this whole area holds 20,000, at most, this area is half full, and it actually appears to be slightly less than that. You want to talk about the Barefoot Country Music Festival in Wildwood, New Jersey, and you take a look at that event. That event had 35,000 people, and there's far more people at the Barefoot Country Music event. By the way, as this account shows, here's what 100,000 people look like. And if you take that small section you see right there on the bottom, that's what the Trump rally event looks like. By the way, still, 5,000, 7,000 people, maybe 10,000. Still not an insignificant number of people, but not 100,000 people. Like, could we use our common sense here? And then when Lisa Fagan says, oh, it's just based on what she observed. Really, because it seems to go against the data for how much room there actually is. Here's another kind of scientific analysis. If you cordon off the different areas, this one individual projects it based on, this formula that there was less than 5,000. 4,500 would be a generous estimate. Here's a DeSantis follower, Unfiltered Boss, who says this is a visual on what a 3,000, 10,000, 50,000, and 100,000 crowd looks like. And certainly that ain't anything that's in the audience right there. So then after it's obvious that there were not 80,000 people in Wildwood, New Jersey, then these MAGA accounts and MAGA-like leaders who are close to Donald Trump started posting other events and claiming that this was the Trump event in Wildwood. But when you look at it, it's clear that one of them is a Rod Stewart concert in Brazil. Another one is a music festival in Germany. Here's Roger Stone's post. He goes, yeah, New Jersey's in play for at real Donald Trump. Could Joe Biden draw a crowd like this? And we're I think that's Brazil. And it turns out that the photo that these MAGAs are posting was a Rod Stewart concert in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil from December 31st, 1994. Here's another one from the MAGA account, Colleen Pyle. And it says, Donald Trump speaking in with 80,000 people. And as we then showed, the photo on the right is from a show by the metal band Avenged Sevenfold during a 2014 music festival in Germany. It's just not the event. These people quite literally lie about everything. Hey, Midas Mighty. So a little while ago, we had the idea that we wanted to sell the best pro-democracy merchandise in the game for the MeidasTouch network. And candidly, we had no idea where to even get started. That's why I'm so glad that we found Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million order stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms, and sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. We use Shopify at store.meidastouch.com, and it has completely revolutionized our business. It allows us to easily manage our shop, view analytics, provide the best customer service, and streamline our entire online shopping experience from A to Z. We wouldn't be able to bring you all the products you know and love without Shopify, and we can't speak highly enough about it. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds and Rothy's and Brooklinen and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way, like they were there for us here on the MeidasTouch network. Because businesses that grow with Shopify, and we can attest to that. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Midas. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Midas to take your business to the next level today. Shopify.com/Midas. I think it's also worth noting Donald Trump brought up Lawrence Taylor, the former football player, on the stand. And I just want you to think about that, because Lawrence Taylor is on the registered sex offender list. He pled guilty back in, I think, 2011 for doing inappropriate, disgusting and despicable and unlawful and heinous things back in 2011. But he was brought on the stage as well. And then you remember the videos that we showed you of people walking away and leaving during the middle of the event. This was from Aaliyah Schneider Reports, a hat tip to her. These were people leaving the event. Play this clip.
A tender-hearted woman's song for half-frozen snake. His pretty colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she sighed.
Okay, but with all of that data, with it clearly being not 100,000 people, with it being probably somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 people, say 10,000 being generous, what did the media report? The media who, when it comes to actual crimes that Donald Trump commits, when Donald Trump's found liable for fraud, how does corporate media, we know right-wing media is going to right-wing media this, but what does corporate media do? Even when Donald Trump's found liable for fraud, where the Trump organization was convicted of felonies, what do they go? Allegedly, reportedly, as alleged by, they soften it. Here's the headline from out of Wildwood, New Jersey. After Trump pushes the propaganda, you've got the indicted MAGA mayor having the spokesperson give an inflated estimate that's 5 times larger than the space, which was less than half full. But here's what ABC6 has to say. Here's the local coverage. Nearly 100,000 people pack Wildwood Beach for Donald Trump rally. Not allegedly or according to, or no, 100, it's declarative. Although that's like a fact. And it's completely not a fact. So look, Trish Hartman and Charles Watson, I know that you wrote this article. First up, shameful article, shameful coverage. You may not do the headline, but shame on this headline. Here's what Politico wrote. Politico weighs in on this event. Trump's escalating attacks at rally says Biden surrounds himself with fascists. Projection much, but that's the headline they run with. Here's the local CBS coverage, so I'm not just picking on ABC. Donald Trump's Wildwood rally ushers in an economic boom to the boardwalk. Donald Trump bankrupted the boardwalk. What Donald Trump did in Atlantic City was actually destroy the economy of the boardwalk for generations and generations, destroying the livelihoods of workers. So because there is a MAGA mayor in Wildwood who's going to lie about these numbers, you're now going to write articles that say economic boom. So I showed you though, ABC, Politico, CBS. Here's how Fox New York says, Trump rallies mega crowd of approximately 100,000 at Jersey Shore. After a long week in court, Trump is at the Jersey Shore and he is greeted by thousands. And here's the thing, what Trump's campaign runs on, because they have no issues. He's just saying a bunch of gibberish. The whole thing is running on projecting strength and trying to portray Biden as weak. The whole thing is built on this propaganda of we're strong, we can't be stopped, we're the strongest, we're the biggest, we're the most powerful, and they're weak. But the media remains absolutely complicit in pushing these bogus narratives. There's actually nothing weaker and more bizarre and loserish than what's going down at these traveling fascist circus events, and corporate media keeps on pushing these things. Like if you want to take a look at what went down at the event, here at the event, Donald Trump is talking about the late, great Hannibal Lecter. I mean, this is a weak loser right here. I mean, who talks about? What are you even talking about? Play this clip.
Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen the Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. Remember the last scene? Excuse me, I'm about to have a friend for dinner. As this poor doctor walked by. I'm about to have a friend for dinner, but Hannibal Lecter, congratulations, the late, great Hannibal Lecter. We have people that are being released into our country that we don't want in our country.
Let me just read for you what he said. This is the speech that they go, oh, he's greeted by thousands and how strong this is. He goes, Silence of the Lambs. Has anyone ever seen the Silence of the Lambs? The late, great Hannibal Lecter is a wonderful man. He oftentimes would have a friend for dinner. Remember the last scene? Excuse me, I'm about to have a friend for dinner. As this poor doctor walked by, I'm about to have a friend for dinner. But Hannibal Lecter, congratulations, the late, great Hannibal Lecter. That's strength? That's powerful? Why wouldn't you say that he gave an unhinged, absolutely terrible speech where he oddly started talking about Hannibal Lecter because he's so cognitively declined, he doesn't even know where the heck he is, and then he starts slurring his words for most of the speech while people are leaving. That would be factual. That would be actually what went down. Then you would be reporting on the actual event. People left in the middle of it while Donald Trump was talking about Hannibal Lecter in front of a crowd of less than 10,000 while he slurred his words. Here he is slurring his words. Play this clip.
All done by Biden. Carried out by Ray. That's right.
Oh, and you want to have him try to talk coherently about immigration? He just keeps saying the word Pocahontas. Here, play this clip.
The people they're going through your country in caravans. I think it was the name I developed. I developed a lot of names. You notice that? People's names, Pocahontas, lots of different names.
And then he keeps talking about Hillary Clinton. Play this clip.
In Banana Republic. We never did it here. I could have pressed Hillary a lot harder. You know, she broke up her phone. She broke them up. She acid washed them. Bit bleach, right? Bit bleach. Nobody even knows what it is. So expensive.
He doesn't know how to say Jimmy Carter's name, former President Jimmy Carter, so he calls him Jimmy Connors. Play this clip.
We're going to evict this man, the worst president by far. Jimmy Connors is Jimmy Connors is good. He's also happy. Jimmy is a very happy man, both of them, because you know what? They want him out. Jimmy Carter had a bad reputation. Right now, he is considered a totally brilliant president by comparison. Right now, he is a totally brilliant president by comparison to Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
And I just want to be clear. One of the themes and why this is so important again is that Trump's campaign is running on a power v. weak dynamic. That's it. Because he's not talking about Social Security. He's not talking about increasing wages. He's not talking about lowering healthcare costs. He's not talking about things where, like, because the economy's doing much better now than it was under Trump. Trump's not talking about veterans. Trump's not talking about the issues. The whole thing is fueled by this idea of inevitability and power and big crowds. That's the whole con. The whole con is there, and the media the corporate media, they're complicit in this, and I'm showing you how they're complicit in this, and that's why it's so important that collectively we break this down together. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million subscribers together. Have a good day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.